So today we're going to talk about Michaela Garecht. Hey guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, so we're talking about Michaela Garecht. I'm probably mispronouncing her name, her last name, and I apologize if I am. Okay, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate all you guys so much. I can't believe I have 3,000 subscribers. Mind-blowing, right? Okay, this is a long one, you guys, so get a glass of wine or some vodka or tea or whatever, and let's get into it. Michaela Joy was born on January 24th, 1979 in Oakland, California. She was 9 years old on November 19th of 88 when she was abducted in Hayward, California in broad daylight at the corner of Mission Boulevard and Lafayette Avenue. So sad. She was abducted at approximately 10:15 a.m. on Saturday, November 19th of 88. She and her friend, Katrina Rodriguez, had left their house at 10 a.m. and rode their scooters to the Rainbow Market, which is 2 blocks away. They were going to get some food and some soda. They left their scooters by the front door, which is now, I guess, the side door. They went inside. Upon leaving the store, the 2 girls started walking home, forgetting about their scooters. I've done that before as a kid. You start talking to your friend. Yeah, not paying attention. Okay, so when they realized they had forgotten their scooters, they turned back to get them. They only saw 1 scooter, though. So Michaela then saw the scooter, which was further down in the parking lot from where the other one was, right? It was by a parked car. She bent down to pick up the scooter by the handlebars, and then an unidentified white male came out of the parked car, picked her up with his right arm around her waist, and put her in the car, screaming. Rodriguez recalled the scene. Quote, "I looked up when I heard a scream and I saw a man putting her in a car." Close quote. She was still screaming. I just stood and watched, frozen in shock. All right, so Rodriguez, her friend, was the only witness to the actual abduction. So her little friend runs back inside the store to get help. Okay, so the abductor escaped with Michaela. Rodriguez goes to the female clerk at the store and told her what happened and asked her to call the police. So at the time, Michaela was wearing a t-shirt with the word Metro on the front, rolled up denim jeans, black Mary Jane shoes, and pearl-colored feather-shaped earrings. Okay. In the 911 transcript, the female store clerk who phoned the police on behalf of Rodriguez described the man who allegedly abducted her as hippie-like in appearance. However, it was subsequently revealed that the clerk had offered an incorrect description of the man and had inadvertently mistaken him for someone else that she had seen driving in the parking lot. You know, back then, that's like the worst, right? Because they didn't have cell phones. It's not like you could pull your phone out and snap a picture. So they were going based on what this clerk said, you know. So she described a man in his 30s with a mustache driving a burgundy-colored car, which was a false description. It was erroneously distributed throughout the media for nearly 2 days after Michaela was abducted. A journalist named Dennis Oliver commented, "For 2 days, the Hayward Police Department allowed the media to publish false descriptions of the suspect. The first opportunity and best opportunity to rescue the girl was immediately after it happened, and for 2 days they were looking for the wrong person. The dispatcher took information from the wrong person, and from there on out, communication was just not handled correctly." And the crucial was not handled correctly in the crucial, 24 to 48 hours. So Rodriguez, who was the only witness, described Michaela's captor as a white male in his 20s. The most distinguishing characteristic was that he seemed to have a severe acne or pock marks on his face. He had shoulder-length, dirty blonde hair. He was around 6 feet tall in height and a slender build. She described him as having fox-like blue eyes and wearing a t-shirt. According to Rodriguez, the abductor drove a large, older model American-made sedan. It was possibly a four-door vehicle and was either cream or tannish gold in color. Yeah, because if you remember, the store clerk said it was burgundy. The car may have had cement splatters on the sides and lights set into the rear bumper. The front bumper was battered. The vehicle appeared run down, and it may have previously been in an accident. Those are all great clues and descriptions had they have known that first day. The car was last seen speeding south on Mission Boulevard towards nearby Union City, California. Garecht's kidnapping led to one of the most extensive police investigations by the Hayward Police Department, and they received 5,000 tips in the first year alone. In the days following her abduction, police and the Federal Bureau of Investigation searched hillsides, parks, and unpopulated areas in South Alameda County by helicopter and airplane. Forensic inspection of Garecht's scooter yielded fingerprints from an unknown source, which law enforcement believed may have belonged to Garecht's abductor. On November 30th, San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana made a public plea for the safe return of Garecht. I love me some Joe Montana. The majority of the tips submitted occurred within the first month of her abduction, as it was reported by the San Francisco Examiner that approximately 4,000 tips had been received by late December of 1988. Wow. In the December report, an officer from the Hayward Police Department commented, quote, "The only way we're closer to finding out what happened is that we have eliminated so many leads in this case, but as far as knowing who did it or why or what happened to her, we're no closer," close quote. Ugh. A reward fund of over $70,000 was posted at the time for anyone who could provide information on her whereabouts. At the time of the kidnapping, Garecht's photo was featured as a missing child on milk cartons. That's it right there, you guys. We didn't have social media. We didn't have Amber Alerts. But if a child got put on a milk carton, that was a big deal because, you know, kids ate their cereal in the morning, they looked at the milk carton. I know you young kids wouldn't know that, but that's how it used to be. Within a day of her disappearance, family and volunteers had distributed over 42,000 flyers. Wow. There were many false leads. Yeah. Okay, so let me say this. Let me go back here, you guys. I know this is there's just a lot of information. Okay, so let me go back to this before we talk about connecting with her. After the 2009 release of J.C., I think I'm saying her name wrong, J.C. Dugard, who had been kidnapped in Myers, California, and held captive by Philip and Nancy Garrido for nearly 2 decades, renewed interest was brought on Garecht's case, and Garrido was interviewed regarding Garecht's abduction. In 2012, Wesley Sherman tied a convicted serial killer who committed various murders with his accomplice, Lauren Herzog, known collectively as the Speed Freak Killers, brought to the attention of law enforcement that the original sketches of Garecht's abductor bore a striking resemblance to Herzog, his partner in crime, who had committed suicide while in prison in January 2012. So while bone fragments discovered in one of Herzog and Sherman Tyne's disposal sites was thought to belong to Garecht, DNA profiling completed in late 2012 proved that it was not hers. On December 21st, 2020, 32 years after her abduction, David Emery Meesh was charged with her abduction and murder. Can you believe that? Took all that time. It's just so damn sad. So on December 21st of 2020, the Hayward police, along with the FBI, arrested David Meesh for the kidnapping and murder of Michaela. He's currently in prison since 1989 for murder and on trial for murdering 2 other women in 1986 by the Fremont Police Department. I tried really hard to connect with Michaela. I wasn't able to, but I was like having flashes of things. I saw her. She was in the front seat of this car. She was fighting this guy. He was trying to calm her down. She was fighting. You know, she grabbed the door. She was trying to get out of the car. And I mean, she was really fighting him, and he's driving, trying to get away at this point, I guess. So he finally told her, look, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to let you go home. In fact, I'll drive you home to your parents. Just calm down, and it'll be okay. If you just promise me that you'll stay calm, I'll make sure you get back home safely. Yeah, that didn't happen. Then she does calm down, and then I'm seeing like another burst. Yeah, maybe that's the word. Like a burst, like a sudden flash. And she's on the front floorboard, just like crumpled up. So I'm thinking at this point that she's dead. I could be wrong, but yeah. And then I see like another burst, like another flash. Excuse me. And I see this guy jumping out of his car, and he goes around to the passenger side and he's picking up stuff. And then I see him like wiping something, like the edge of the like the front passenger seat. Like, you know how in the old cars, so the front of the seat goes down like this, you know? So just like I'm sitting in my chair, right? I'm sitting in a chair. So I'm like this, right? That's how this chair is going. So right here, where the chair goes down, where the seat goes down to the floorboard, I'm seeing him wiping, like profusely wiping something right there. So I don't know if it's, I don't know, blood, saliva, I don't know. But he's frantically wiping it. And then he takes that, and then he takes like a ball of stuff, like it's like fabric, like clothing, right? And he goes over to this dumpster, throws it in. So I'm wondering if it was the clothing that she had on, maybe, or maybe he had something like a towel or something laying there, and that's what he was gathering. I don't know. I don't know, but I see him throwing something away. Okay, I wasn't able to see anything else, which really sucks. But I will say this, okay? And I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. Okay, so this David Misch guy. Immediately I was getting heebie-jeebies, like, what a piece of crap, you know? He's definitely a piece of shit. Sorry. Definitely a bad guy. And I do think he murdered those women that he's in prison for murdering. I feel like he murdered both of those. And then I see like another girl, right? But this other girl isn't Michaela. This other girl is like 18, 19, 20 years old. And I don't know the specifics about the two women that he killed that he's in prison for, but I think they were like adult women, you know what I mean? And I feel like he's definitely a scumbag. He likes to rape women and obviously murder them. But I don't think he did this to Michaela. I don't think he abducted her. I mean, I hate to say this, but I don't think little girls were his thing, right? He's a sick and twisted piece of crap, but I don't think he was into little girls. Like, you know, not that that makes it any different. He's still a piece of shit, right? But I mean, you know what I mean, right? I hope that makes sense. Also, Barry Morphew. He got arrested. Hopefully, we can find Suzanne now and give some closure to her daughters and to her family that love her. So screwed up. You know, for God's sake, go get a freaking divorce. You don't have to kill your spouse. You can go get a divorce. You don't have to kill him. Chris Watts, Barry Morphew. You don't have to kill your spouse. Just get a divorce, right? Okay. Be nice. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay healthy. The pandemic is still on. People are getting vaccinated. I hope everybody's healthy and everybody's doing great. And that about does it for me. Bye, guys.